There's an old Yiddish proverb that says, when you make plans, God laughs. I don't actually believe that. But what I do believe is that sometimes things happen in our life that we're not ready for. And then I am reminded of what Moses wrote when he said, teach us to number our days, that we may gain a heart of wisdom. All you need is one person to believe in you, and you can make it. Welcome to an unconventional podcast aimed to help you survive another week. I'm Reverend Ken Blanchard, and I want to thank you for being here. It's been a minute since I put anything out on this feed, and I want to give you an update. At the time of this recording, I'm celebrating 14 years in podcasting. And podcasting's not even that old. It's probably about 17 years old, maybe 16 years old. Yeah, I've been on the mic a minute, but it's been a hobby for me. It's been a lifelong passion. I've always wanted to be a radio guy. So when podcasting came out, I just jumped on it. And if you've been following me a while, you know I've talked about just about everything in these 14 years. But one of the things I haven't spoken about recently, and actually went a little quiet for the last 6 months, I had some family issues. My wife recently retired in 2019 and was creating a whole bunch of jobs for me to do and, stuff you do when you've been married a while. But then she got sick. She started feeling headaches and weird feelings in her head. And we found out that she had a small lemon-sized tumor in her head, non-cancerous, that had to come out. So we found the best hospital that we could. We live near Johns Hopkins in Baltimore. So the doctor assured us that after 3 or 4 days of recovery, 3 weeks at home, she'll be up and about, resuming her life. Well, that didn't happen. She lost the ability to walk, to talk, to speak, to swallow after the surgery. She spent 30 days in the hospital, and then 30 days in rehab, where she caught pneumonia. And then 30 days at home, where my daughter and I became primary caregivers for the first time in our lives. And then she got sick again. Being fed through her stomach, the tube got dislodged, and found out that she had an infection, so they gave her antibiotics for just about everything. But her fever and her kind of like her brain, just her cognitive stuff was like off. She wasn't her. Found out she had a fungal meningitis around the tumor removal spot in her head. So they got some new drugs for that. And things started to turn around. She came home for another couple of weeks and then got sick again. And we had an ER to another hospital. And she had pneumonia again. She had 2 blood clots now. And they didn't give her the fungal meningitis medicine because they were treating everything else. And they thought I was just talking out of my butt, I think. But they finally did it about 8 days later. And now she is stable again, but definitely damaged from all the long-term struggle. And they're talking about long-term care at a facility now. Because even though I want to, I'm unable to take care of her with all the new things that's happening. And since she cannot talk, walk, or do anything for herself, my life has changed. One nurse even gave me a timeline of when she might transition. And my son and my daughter and I are all trying to handle it, us, and our jobs respectively. I've had my good days and my bad days. Cried the most I've ever cried in my life. Struggled with so many things. Wasn't ready to be here yet. It's weird being the same age as old people. But in my 14 years of podcasting and my 30-some years of being a gun rights activist and a person kind of sub-famous, I've managed to get a lot of friends. And one dude actually started a GoFundMe, which I wasn't a big fan of in the beginning, but I have used it already a couple of times, several times actually. So that was like a really cool thing. Thank you, Nick. And in the beginning, I was sharing a lot of it on Facebook, but then my daughter was hurt by every time she saw a post. She said, "Mom is really private and you're putting all our business out there." It took a while for all of us to realize that you don't want to be private when you're going through something like this. So since then, we're growing. For those who have been following Speak Life Church podcast, I've been sharing the most stuff, almost a weekly update. My other podcasts have taken a hit for it because I haven't podcasted anything, but I hope you understand. So, this is your friend and your brother from another mother, the Reverend Ken Blanchard, wishing you a happy Thanksgiving and actually giving thanks for you. Thank you for listening, downloading, and subscribing to this show. It's been sporadic, like life. You know, even now I am learning. I am learning that when it hurts, observe. There's something that you missed along the way. I'm trying to get it now. Just in case nobody else has told you this today, I love you. And there's not a damn thing you can do about it. You can find out my other shows at BlanchardNetwork.com. My email is still the same, Ken, Kenn, .Blanchard@gmail.com. And you'll find me on Facebook and Instagram, probably playing my guitar, which has been a source of great relief and catharsis. Shalom, baby.